The only reason I'm sitting this close with you right now is because my bed's a mess and I just really can't be asked to make it just for the sake of a 4 to 5 minute video. I was having a discussion with one of my friends. Her name is Molly, and she hasn't been able to play volleyball with me recently because her back's been hurting from playing volleyball and probably some other long-term issues, and it's been really depressing. She and I were having a text conversation, and we were planning a lunch together. And I had asked her, honestly, because I like hypotheticals, if you could only choose between volleyball and drawing, what would you pick? You should know she has an Instagram account where she does a lot of really, really good art and storyboards and comics, and it's amazing. She's a fantastic artist. She's always been really into like writing and such like that as well. And she ended up saying that she would just barely choose drawing. And volleyball is really important to both of us. It is a big reason why I'm able to be as positive and motivated as I am, because I enjoy it, even though I kind of suck at it, but I enjoy it regardless. And the way that I see her smile when she's playing makes me so shocked that she would pick anything other than that. It's something that we both just really enjoy and get lost in pretty easily. And then she asked me a similar vein of questioning. If I had to choose between photography and volleyball, what would I choose? It was an interesting concept for me to think about, because on one hand, volleyball feels right. It feels like freedom whenever I'm engaging in it. But the biggest problem with volleyball is that it requires other people for me to do it. And yes, I've shaken off a lot of my like introvert lone wolfness, and I'm able to engage with people a lot more normally than I used to in the past. But I still am not completely convinced that I can rely on them, and that I can always find a group of people to play. So photography becomes the default choice. It's something I can do alone. I don't need to rely on other people, and there is no like timetable. I don't have to worry about other people's schedules to just grab a camera and go. So I decided that photography was probably like the top tier hobby. In life, we have a limited amount of time to pursue things that we wish to. We spend around a third of our life sleeping, so that's just gone. We can't do anything with that. We spend a third of our time as a regular productive working adults working. I mean, it's probably closer to in a lifetime like maybe like a 2 out of 10, like a 1/5. If you count for like weekends and vacations and times you're not working, retirement and such. But we spend a not insignificant portion of our life working. So we only have so much time for leisure, and that leisure time is eaten up by hanging out with friends and seeing family and going to doctor's appointments and other things that occupy our time. Realistically, how much time are we really getting to pursue what we want to enjoy and like in life? And keeping that in mind, how do we maximize the effectiveness of that time? See, I could play the ukulele, play the piano, sing, act, photography, volleyball. I could do a lot of things, but I would really suck at all of them. And because of that, it wouldn't feel as fulfilling. The reason why volleyball right now feels so fulfilling to me is because I've looked at where I've been at over the past few months when I started, and how terrible and garbage I was to now, where, yeah, I'm still not great, but I'm a passable member of the team. I can do useful things now. And although I still make mistakes, I've gotten more consistent over time. I'm watching growth happen. I'm becoming better at this hobby of mine. When I look at my pictures from last September with this camera versus now, it's night and day difference. I figured out how to use the settings correctly. I figured out the proper setting, not settings, but I mean settings like the world around us. Figuring out proper framing. I've learned a lot with photography that's made me a better artist. As a result, it's very gratifying. When I look at the times I spent playing ukulele, I haven't really grown a whole lot in it. I wasn't as passionate, but I like the idea of playing an instrument, and because of that, I've wasted time. I mean, I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong, but it's not something I'll ever use ever again. Therefore, in my view, at least it's a waste of time. You only have so much time in your life to pursue the things that you love and enjoy. My hope is that you find those things that bring you like genuine full fulfillment, where you're able to really maximize the happiness you get from that, because again, we don't have a lot of time to pursue those things. And I hope that you don't become a jack of all trades and a master of none. I hope that you do find some things in your life that you really do want to master and become great at, because you find some gratification and satisfaction from that. I know adults that I both work with and that are my family and just in general that always move on to the next fad. They always move on to the next thing that catches their eyes, and they buy these, magic kits or starting artist kits, and they keep switching from one thing to another because they're lost. And because the fulfillment that they need isn't from hobbies, they need to find peace within themselves, and that's why they can't seem to find things that really stick with them. And it's frustrating, because I used to be like that until I found volleyball and photography and YouTube, of course. And I'm hoping that if you're watching this and you are like that, where you skip around a lot because you can't seem to find happiness, It's because you have inner turmoil in your life, and you need to resolve that before you can find those hobbies that you really love and enjoy. Those escapes that allow you to, for a moment, forget the fact that we're temporary on this planet and that we eventually die, and that what we do here is all we get. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There's something that's been on my mind recently. If you did, go ahead and give it a like. If you want to see more, subscribe, and do not forget to keep it casual.